Today is a great, wonderful, amazing, incredible day, and I'll tell you why. Because it's a Swedish day. Finnish loanwords in Swedish. Without further ado, let's get into this reaction. Let's go.
Hi guys, I hope you have a splendid day out there. Today we're talking about Finnish loanwords in the Swedish language.
Finnish loanwords in the Swedish language. I watched a video not long ago with, I think it was Dave Cad's wife, and she was doing Swedish words that are loan words in Finnish, the Finnish language. Swedish words that are used in the Finnish language. He's doing it the opposite way, which is confusing because I'm like, I didn't know Sweden took any words from Finnish. That's interesting. Okay.
As you might know, countries that have been a part of another country or vice versa, or maybe neighboring countries, they have loan words. For example, Sweden, we have a lot of loan words from a lot of different languages. But I wanted to talk about the Finnish loan words. It's not a huge
To be fair, so do we. We have loan words from French and German, so...
list. I know that there's a lot of Swedish words in the Finnish language, for example. But this little list actually contains a bunch of words that some of them we use on a daily basis, and some are less used. It's also more common up in north of Sweden to have more Finnish loan words, I would say. I don't know. I'm not from there, so...
Is it because you share a border on the north? Do you share a border? Northern Sweden? I think you do. Maybe that's why. Don't know. If you're from the north of Sweden, let me know if you use a lot of Finnish words.
So, who am I to say? So, as I've stated previously, the Finnish language and the Swedish language are pretty different, I would say. Both of the languages don't even come from the same language branch. So the Swedish language comes from a Germanic language branch with English and Dutch, Norwegian, that kind of thing. While Finnish comes from a different branch with Hungarian, Estonian. For these two languages to borrow words from each other is kind of cool, in my opinion. So I thought I would start up with the first word. So this word in Finnish is hyvä, and it means, I think it means good, but in Swedish we
Hyvä. Good.
have adopted this word into heathens.
Heathens. Do you know how? I swear we have this word in English. Like heathens. He's a heathen. He's a heathen. Heathen is not a good thing. Heathen's like he's a wrong un. He's a bad one. He's a bad person. I could be making this up in my head, but I feel like I've heard this word before, and it's not a good thing. I don't know what it means in Swedish.
Which means good, basically. It's an...
It means good. And I just said, in English, I feel like it means bad. Okay. I don't know.
Old slang for good. We don't say heathens that much nowadays.
Heathens.
It would be kind of in the 60s where people with Stockholm dialect would say, oh, det var heathens. That wasn't even Stockholm dialect. I don't know why you... Never mind. The next word was actually brought into the Swedish language pretty recently. I don't know if it's been there before, but it's starting to show in newspapers and in daily speak. And that is the Finnish word hen. And that in Swedish would be hen. And that's a gender neutral word. Instead of saying humorhan when you don't know if the person is a he or she, then you can say humorhen. A really good word.
Humorhen. Oh, so it's neutral. So there's no he. So it's like they, them. In the English language, we say they, them when referring to non-binary people or people that don't want to be labelled with a gender, gender non-conforming people. We say they, them. Like pronouns. Change the pronouns. So is that what hen is in Sweden? That's pretty cool.
Word. I like that word. I know there's a lot of people who don't like that word, but I think it's a good word. And
so it's a controversial word, just like they and them. I get it.
I don't see the issue of having new words come into the language, and if it's a good way of bringing more gender equality than heathens. The next word we brought into the Swedish language from the Finnish language is kenkä, which in Swedish we pronounce känga. I don't know if kenke
They sound completely different.
is an old Finnish word, but in Swedish, känga means boot.
Känga.
You know, the thing that you have during winter time. Next word is kolla, and that in
Kolla.
Swedish
That sounds
we have
Finnish.
adopted into kola, and that is a
Kola.
slang word for dying. Kola vippen, you die.
Sweden, can we talk? You took a loan word from Finland that's meant to mean dying. Of all words to steal from another language, you stole the word for death. Is that saying something, Finnish people? Is that saying something about you? Are Swedish people saying basically they associate you with war and death? Is that what they're saying? I'm not trying to cause any trouble in the comment section. I'm just saying, Sweden, you took that word of all words to take. I'm only messing, guys.
I don't know what the Finnish word kola means, or if it's old or new. Tell me if it
Kola.
is, but it almost sounds like cool, but it's not cool to die.
No.
Next word is in Finnish pieksu,
Pieks.
and that in Swedish becomes pieksa. And that's the thing that you have when you're skiing, the boots, ski boots. It's funny that we
ski boots. Pieksu. Pieksa.
use all the Finnish winter words, basically. I don't know if that has some kind of correlation, but it's funny anyway. The next word is a word that I didn't know came from Finland, actually. But it's the Finnish word poika. And that in Swedish is poike. And it means boy. And this is a word that I use a lot. But poike in Swedish is referred to maybe a younger boy. So when you're older, you become a man. But before that, you're a poike. And in Finnish, that is poika. Great word. Next word that comes from the Finnish language is pulka. This is a great word. In Swedish,
That sounds really Finnish. Pulka. Pulka. It sounds very, very Finnish.
this word is pulka.
Pulka. Trust you to make it sound Swedish.
And that's the sledge that you go down the hill at wintertime and you have so much fun. I did ride a lot of pulka in my days. It's a great way of transporting yourself from one way to another down a hill on the winter time. Don't know where I'm going with this. Okay, moving on.
Why?
Next word, this is the best word. In Finnish, it's rapakalja. And
Okay, I take it back. That is the most Finnish word out of all of them. Rapakalja.
in Swedish, we say rapakalja. And
So you say it exactly the same way? Rapakalja.
in Finnish, this means when you're making a beer that is very hastily made and not very well done. But in
Okay.
Swedish, it means when you're talking rubbish, basically. Rapakalja. I'm
Rapakalja.
talking a lot of rapakalja. And the final word of today is sisu.
Sisu.
And that's the same word in Swedish, sisu. And that's, we don't use that other than when we're talking about the Finnish sisu. And sisu refers to the Finnish willpower, the Finnish sisu. It's a great
It's
word,
about
but
Finnish
you
people.
pretty much
That's kind of that is. Can that count if it's a word that's about Finnish people that Finnish people use on themselves, or they use that term? That's like, yeah, I don't know if. It's like if Finnish people use the word lagom. You know, if they use that to refer to Swedish people, does that count? Do you know what I mean? We'll give him this one though. I'll give. Yeah.
pretty much always talk about Finland when you talk about sisu, which could be a good thing, I guess. So yeah, those were a few of the, or maybe most of the Finnish loanwords in the Swedish language. Hopefully you learned stuff and had fun here with me. I surely had fun with you. And until the next time I see you and your pretty face, I hope you have a splendid day.
He called me pretty. Thanks, mate. He doesn't make any videos anymore. And that's a shame. He needs to come back. You guys need to get in his comment section and say, come back, we miss you. I like his videos, but he's not made any videos in a long time. But this was really, really interesting. What I learned from this video is that you have words that, loan words from Finland, and some of them you've made Swedish-ish. Swedish-ish, see what I did there. But some of them you just left them and made them, they sound very, very, they're like lappa. What is it? Lappa. Where is it? Lappa. Where is it? Where is it? Bear with me a second. Not polka. Does what? Rappakalja. That one sounds so rappakalja. It sounds very Finnish, and you left the way it sounds. That's interesting. Guys, anyways, thank you very much for watching. Until the next one, I will see you very soon.